Today I'm going to quickly do a dash cam install on my Volvo. I've had the dash cam for over a year, never installed it because I just never had time. And I've recently just bought this, which is an Amazon hardwire kit, because the kit doesn't come with a hardwire kit. So I've never used this kit before. We're going to see what it's like. It was cheap enough off eBay, not eBay, it was Amazon. I think it was about 10 quid or something. Comes with a trim tool and stuff if you need it, but I don't need that, but it's always useful to have. So first I'm going to go under here, and on the Volvo S40 you got your fuse box, your Central Electric CEM. There we go. Under here, this is also the sort of thing that can cause a lot of electrical problems because water gets into the plugs. So you can see here, drop it down, you've got all the fuses. I'm going to do some research, look up which fuse I can use as a ignition live and run my hardwire kit into that, and that's the first place to start. So we've got the hardwire kit. The instructions are useless. What it is you get a fuse piggyback or a fuse tap, whatever you want to call it. Just use the fuse that corresponds with what you have in your car. So what you want to do is you want to find what you want to power your source from, whether you can use a spare accessory or say piggyback it off the cigarette lighter. If you want an ignition live or permanent live, it's up to you. Just do your research on which fuse you can use. I'm going to research that in a second, see what fuse I want to use. I'll probably use the cigarette lighter fuse and piggyback off that. And then we just need to plug this into the fuse which you want to plug it into. As you can see there, I've got plenty. There's my cigarette lighter fuse, I know that. It's a 15 ampere. I think, to be honest, I probably will just piggy it off that. So I'm going to pull the fuse out that I want out, which I know is a cigarette lighter fuse because I just unplugged my phone from being on charge. I'm going to put in this fuse tap. Oh, hold on. It's important to put your fuse back in. I've chosen a bloody fuse, hold on. So that's the fuse I want. I'll just choose the corresponding one. There we go. I've switched to the grey one. You can see it's the same one, and that plugs into. Should plug into there. That's what I do one-handed actually, especially with my left hand because I'm right-handed. Bloody hell, man. Go on there. This is the joys of a cheap Amazon kit. 2 seconds again. There you go. So I've got my 15 amp for my cigarette lighter in there, and then I would get out my, should have done this beforehand, my 3 amp mini fuse which goes in the top. Piggyback off the top. Again, should have done this when I had it out. I'll go in there. 2 seconds. There we go. It's in. You can see if it focuses. Still just filming this on my phone. There we go. So you can see that I've got my 15 for my cigarette lighter, and then my 3 amp for my feed to my hardwire kit. I will say that the little fuse puller that came with the kit for pulling the fuses out was useless. I gotta get some long pliers. So I'm going to put that back into the hole. Maybe. Click that into there. I've got power. I've got power back because my phone's just out of charge. So there we go. So now I've got power to this. I need to run the earth. So I need to find an earth point for this. And on the Volvo S40s, V50, stuff like that, there's a nice bracket where the CEM bolts into with 30mm, which will be a lovely earth for this. Keeps it all nice and tidy. You can earth it somewhere else. You could drill a hole into your crossbar for your dash and stuff, but I don't want to. I'm just going to put it straight into the back of that bolt back there, which you can't really see. The round one. Just 13mm long extension. You can stack that off, and I'm going to slide this down the back, nip it back up, make sure it's right, and I'm just going to tie this. So I've tied up the box and cable tied it to some wire and keep it nice and tight. Next I've opened the glove box and pulled this panel off. Just get your fingers into there, into the between the panel and the glove box and pull it sideways and it'll pop off. And I'm going to trace the wires up the door seal, kind of like that, but properly, and then pull this A-pillar off. I'm going to go wash my hands because it's cream and my hands are minging. But I'm going to run them up the A-pillar, across head cloth, and down to here. So there we go, the cable's in. It's literally just pushed under the head cloth, pushed up into the head cloth, and down the A-pillar. A-pillar can be awkward to click back in if you just make sure you line the holes up and click it back in, it goes in nicely. Then next I'm just going to be putting my cam back on, or cam on. But of course I've lost my memory card, so that's about as far as I'll be getting today. So there we are, dash cam's in, wired in. It doesn't have a memory card in because I've lost it. I'm going to be running the rear camera as well. That's in the box, but that's fit for another day. But as you can see, there's no horrible plug or big cables hanging down everywhere as you normally see from dash cams. It's all tucked away, you'll never even know, apart from that wire there, which I can make even tighter. Hunky dory.